Most people think building a seven-figure business takes years. Years of trial and error, years of losing money, and years of just figuring it out. But there's a specific business model right now where, once approved, only takes 45 days to own. And the numbers behind it are honestly surprising. But the real reason this model works is not what most people think. You see, it's a restaurant, and most people think restaurants succeed because of atmosphere or dining experience. And that's not what drives this model at all. In the average location, only about 15% of the customers actually eat inside the store, which means 85% of the business is grab and go, online ordering, pickup, or delivery. No long lines, no long dining experience, and no waiting tables. Just fast and high quality food getting produced for our community. Once you understand the shift that's happening now and how people buy food today, particularly on the go, this opportunity makes a lot more sense. But first, you have to understand what's happening now in the fast food industry as a whole. You see, people still want quick meals and convenience, but they're tired of how it makes them feel. Traditional fast food lost its quality years ago. Meanwhile, the newer, often healthier options are slow and inefficient, as well as lack opportunities for the whole family to eat. So this leaves millions of customers stuck. But the real question becomes, how do you capitalize on this market shift without spending years of building up from scratch? That's where this next part gets really interesting. You see, you have a built-out model. You're not reinventing or inventing a concept from scratch. This model already has all the infrastructure built into it. The menu systems, kitchen design, supply chain, technology, operational playbooks, and plug-and-play marketing. Everything is engineered to run as a repeatable system. And it only takes weeks to get approved as a franchise in the system. But the speed to ownership isn't the surprising part. What happens after opening is what really gets people's attention. When we look at the actual store performance data, something stands out. You see, in the first 120 days of operation, the average store does about $25,000 a week. That means it's already on a $1.3 million run rate right out of the gate. Now, those numbers are impressive alone, but they're only the beginning of the story, because the real benchmark occurs once the store matures just a little bit. Across the system, the numbers look like this. Average store, 1.6 to 1.7 million in top line revenue. Top performing locations do 2.5 million. Even the lowest performing store in the entire system does $1 million top line. And remember, this isn't coming from a massive dining room. The vast majority of customers are in and out within just minutes, which means the entire business is built around quality and speed. But revenue alone doesn't make a business great. The real question every operator asks is, what do the margins look like? You see, serious operators focus on something called prime cost. Prime cost is simply labor plus cost of goods, or COGS. For this model, the target prime is roughly 50 to 55% of top line. Rent is targeted at 7 to 10% of top line revenue, even in high traffic areas. Once everything is paid, owners look to repeatedly target 15 to 20% as their net margin, which means on average with a $1.6 million store, the expected annual profit range is roughly $240,000 to $320,000 a year. But there's another reason this opportunity is unusual. And it has to do with how rare these kinds of franchise models really are. You see, there are roughly 4,000 registered franchises in the United States alone, but very few meet three important, essential criteria. Number one is a proven operating model. Number two is strong unit economics. And number three is a reasonable payback period. This concept checks all three. The brand itself has actually been around for about 14 years and has been franchising for about 9 years. Right now, there are 22 open, operating, and successful locations, which means the concept has already been proven. But it's still early enough that most people haven't really heard of it. And that's usually what the best opportunities look like. They exist in that rare window where the model works, the numbers are proven, but the broader market hasn't really caught up yet. And that's where things get really interesting. For many franchise concepts, profitability is an issue, but also how quickly you can actually pay back your initial investment. Some brands take 5 to 7 years to recover if you ever pay back your initial investment, frankly. But because of the revenue levels and margins of this brand, the estimated payback period is a lot quicker. In many cases, operators are looking to pay back their initial investment in 3 years or even much less. And that combination is extremely rare. High revenue potential, healthy margins, and a relatively fast payback window. Out of roughly 4,000 plus current registered franchise brands, opportunities that check all three of those boxes are about 0.01% of the market. This isn't a trend concept. It's built around a long-term shift in consumer behavior. People want healthy food, fast service, and convenience. And the models that can deliver that consistently and conveniently are going to win, which is why the locations in this franchise system are performing so well. So right now, the biggest constraint isn't demand for something like this, it's territory availability. As more operators enter the system, the available markets continue to shrink. So if you're someone that would rather own a proven business that does on average 1.6 million in top line revenue and achieves 15 to 20% net margins, then start your own concept from scratch. The next step is pretty simple. You need to take a look at the internal numbers and also get a demographic report so you can understand your area or the possible territory that you might want to open up in. And in order to do that, all you need to do is click on the form below, fill out some brief details about yourself, and I'd love to connect and have an initial conversation. Remember, right now, this brand is positioned at a unique place. Proven, high revenue, good margins, and a solid concept. Click on that form, fill it out, and I'll see you on the other side.